is my guide, Attar is my guide. By the grace of Allah, Attar is my guide. My Murshid has changed millions of lives. The prophetic sunnah, he is revived. The leader of the Sunnis, he is our pride. By the grace of Allah, Attar is my guide.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen. Amma ba'd, fa'a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. As-salatu was-salamu alayka ya Rasulallah, wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Habiballah. As-salatu was-salamu alayka ya Nabiyallah, wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Noorallah. Our beloved Master, Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam, has stated in a summary of hadith that the person who recites salawat, durood sharif or salutations upon me 1,000 times daily, he will not die until he sees his place in Jannah. Subhanallah. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Salatu wa salaman alayka ya Rasulallah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Dear Islamic brothers, dear viewers and listeners of Madani channel, welcome back to another beautiful episode of the silsila, Discourses of Attar. At the very outset of the silsila, remember, make as many good intentions as possible. The more good intentions you make, insha'Allah ta'ala, the more reward you will gain, insha'Allah ta'ala. Continuing from our last episode regarding the several activities of Dawat Islami as established by Shaykh al-Tariqat Ameer-e-Ahl Sunnat, Hazrat Allama Maulana Abu Bilal Muhammad Ilyas Attar Qadri Razvi Ziyai Tamad Barakatuhum al-Aliyah. Very briefly, along with Islamic brothers in their different departments, Islamic sisters are not far behind in receiving spiritual guidance from Ameer-e-Ahl Sunnat Tamad Barakatuhum al-Aliyah. They are also immensely involved in the propagation of righteous Madani activities, and by the grace of Almighty Allah Azza wa Jal, numerous weekly ijtima'at for Islamic sisters are held with proper arrangements for the seclusion of women from the sight of men. Countless sisters globally have become practicing Muslims who are now steadfast in offering their salah and in wearing their burqa, which is a black robe used to cover themselves properly. In various countries around the world, there are many homes where madaris, Quranic classes are held. They are called Madrasatul Madina for Islamic sisters. According to an estimate, there are approximately 2,000 madaris in Babul Madina, Karachi alone, where Islamic sisters learn the glorious Quran, Salah and Sunan free of charge. Subhanallah. By the grace of Allah Azza wa Jal, there are several congregational i'tikafs organized by Dawat Islami throughout the world, where people, they stay in masjids in the last of the holy month of Ramadan, the last 10 days. During these days and nights, Islamic brothers, they acquire religious ilm and knowledge, and they learn many sunan. Many of those in the i'tikaf travel with the lovers of Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam with the Madani qafilas of Dawat Islami when the moon is sighted at the end of the month of the magical month of Ramadan. By the blessings of the congregational i'tikaf, thousands of people who were far away from salah and prayers now punctually offer their salah regularly, and those who were negligent of the sunnah are now enthusiastically following them. There are also international and state level ijtima'at in addition to the thousands of weekly sunnah inspiring ijtima'at held locally in various countries of the world. These congregations, ijtima'at, are attended by hundreds of thousands of lovers of the beloved Rasul sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. After these ijtima'at, fortunate Islamic brothers with the Madani qafilas, they travel to learn the blessed Sunnah. Madani Mudhakaras, these sessions are also organized where Ameer-e-Ahl Sunnat Damat al-Aliyah himself answers questions on numerous topics, beliefs and practices, sacred Islamic laws, that is the Sharia, and spirituality, tariqah, the Holy Prophet's sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam life, his seerah and Islamic history, as well as spiritual cures, etc. Thus far, there have been almost 700 recordings of these Madani Mudhakarat. All of them are available online on the website of Dawud Islami, www.dawudislami.net, where you may download them as well. Muballighin, preachers of Dawud Islami, also provide Hajj training for the pilgrims at Hajj training seminars and workshops in the auspicious season of Hajj, the pilgrimage. Free books are also distributed to the travelers of Medina Sharif, Zadahullahu Sharafu wa Ta'zima, to guide them in their journey of Hajj, of ziyarat of the beloved Medina Sharif, and their visit to other areas as well. The huge publishing house under the name of Maktabatul Medina, the publishing department of Dawud Islami, was established by Shaykh al-Tariqat Ameer-e-Ahl Sunnat Maulana Muhammad Ilyas Attar Qadri Razvi Ziyai Dam Barakatuhum al-Aliyah, which has revived the passion to learn the religion, the Sunnah amongst the masses by the publication of hundreds of thousands of books and booklets written by the Mujaddid, the reviver of Islam of the 14th century, the beacon of Islamic sacred law, Al-Hazrat Imam Ahmad Raza Khan Rahmatullahi Ta'ala Ali, and by various other noble Muslim scholars of the Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Sunnah inspiring sermons and Madani Mudhakaras, these Q&A sessions, are also being distributed throughout the world by branches of Maktabatul Medina. The message of Islam is being made public through Dawud Islami's website, www.dawudislami.net, and via Madani channel as well. For the sake of da'wah, calling towards righteousness, to revive the blessed Sunnah, and to promote the knowledge of sacred Islamic law throughout the world, Shaykh al-Tariqat Ameer-e-Ahl Sunnat Damat Barakatuhum al-Aliyah has established a department called Majlis al-Madinatul Ilmiyah, which consists of scholars and muftis, that is masters of Islamic jurisprudence of Dawud Islami. Comprising of approximately 6 branches, this department is solely dedicated to academic research and composition. The first priority of the Majlis al-Madinatul Ilmiyah is to work on the valuable writings of Al-Hazrat Imam Ahmad Raza Khan alayhi rahmatur rahman by adding commentaries and explanatory notes to make it more accessible to the normal layman. So far, from the Arabic booklets of Al-Hazrat Imam Ahmad Raza Khan rahmatullah ta'ala alayhi, 10 books have been published with explanatory notes and bibliographic references. Furthermore, to date, nearly more than 70 books have been published by Majlis al-Madinatul Ilmiyah on different topics. Ameer-e-Ahl Sunnat Damat Barakatuhum al-Aliyah has also established a department called the Majlis for Special Islamic Brothers, as well for individuals with special needs. This department focuses on spreading righteousness amongst those who are deaf, dumb and blind. By its endeavors, the Islamic brothers who cannot talk or hear are now inclining towards good deeds in large numbers. Madani qafilas are also organized for them to travel to different areas. for the education and rectification of inmates in prisons. Shaykh al-Tariqat Ameer-e-Ahl Sunnat Aliyah has established the Majlis-e-Fizan-e-Quran, that is the department of the supremacy of the Quran for da'wah in prisons, in jails as well. By this department's righteous Madani efforts in jails, many thieves, many criminals have made tawbah and repented for their past sins and are now spending their lives in traveling with Madani qafilas and leading their lives in accordance with the blessed sunnah after they are released. Non-Muslim prisoners have also come into the fold of Islam by the inspirational efforts of Muballighin and preachers of Dawat Islami who work under the guidance of this department. Likewise, Ameer-e-Ahl Sunnat Aliyah has established more than 40 different departments to serve the cause of promoting the Sunnah. And these departments are placed under the supervision of the Markazi Majlis-e-Shura, which is the central advisory body. Shaykh al-Tariqat Ameer-e-Ahl Sunnat Aliyah himself monitors the council's progress and provides Madani pearls of advice for its improvement wherever it is needed. May Allah Azza wa Jal, the Almighty, give us the motivational assistance, the tawfiq, to serve the cause of promoting the blessed Sunnah and to follow in the footsteps of Ameer-e-Ahl Sunnat Damat Barakatuhum al-Aliyah. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Dear Islamic brothers, dear viewers and listeners of Madani channel, remember, by the grace of Almighty Allah Azza wa Jal, we are Muslims and our most valuable asset is our Iman, our faith. The Imam of the Ahl Sunnah, the Mujaddid and Reviver of the Muslim Ummah, the Honorable Ala Hazrat Imam Ahmad Raza Khan, Rahmatullah Ta'ala Alayhi, has stated, whoever does not fear losing his Iman during his life, he is in a grave danger of losing Iman at the time of death. Dear Islamic brothers, dear viewers and listeners of Madani channel, we should adopt righteous deeds, good deeds in our daily lives, as these deeds will aid inshallah ta'ala in safeguarding our Iman, our belief. Another way of preserving our Iman, our faith, is to become a murid, a disciple of a righteous spiritual guide, a Kamil Murshid. Allah Azza wa Jal, the Almighty, has stated in the glorious Quran, Surah Bani Israel, Ayah 71. يَوْمَ نَدْعُو كُلَّ أُنَاسٍ بِإِمَامِهِمْ. Translation from Kanzul Iman. The day when we shall call every group with their leader. The eminent commentator, Mufassir of the glorious Quran, Mufti Ahmad Yar Khan Naimi Rahmatullah Ta'ala Alayhi, Hakim al-Ummat, wrote in Nur al-Irfan, explaining this Quranic ayah, this Quranic verse. This verse clarifies that one should adopt a righteous person as their Imam, their leader. To ensure our judgment with the righteous, we should follow one of the established schools of Islamic law, that is taqleed in Sharia and in spirituality as well, tariqah, by making bay'at, that is an initiation into a spiritual Sufi order, the pledge of allegiance. If one does not have a righteous Imam, then he will be led by Shaitan, the cursed Satan. This Quranic verse testifies the validity of taqleed, means following a particular school of Islamic law, of making bay'at as well, initiation into a spiritual Sufi order, and becoming a murid, a disciple. In this time of evil, of fitna, the necessity of making an initiation into an authentic spiritual Sufi order by taking a bay'at, the pledge of allegiance, is even greater. But distinguishing between a perfect and imperfect shaykh is a very challenging task today. Allah Azza wa Jall's mercy is there that He Azza wa Jal appoints His awliya, His saints, rahimahumullah ta'ala, in every era for the rectification, for the reformation of the ummah, of believers, of Muslims, of His beloved Rasul sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. These awliya Allah, these friends and saints of Almighty Allah Azza wa Jal, rahimahumullah ta'ala, by their hikmah and their wisdom and their piety, they strive to revive the passion to rectify oneself and the people of the whole world. The worldwide and non-political righteous Madani environment of Dawud Islami is one such example whose leader, the founder of Dawud Islami, Hazrat Allama Maulana Abu Bilal Muhammad Ilyas Attar Qadri Razvi Ziyai Tamd Barakatuhum Al-Aliyah, has brought about a righteous Madani revolution and reformation in the lives of literally hundreds of thousands of Muslims, especially the youth, by his continuous efforts and sacrifices. Ameer-e-Ahl Sunnat Tamd Barakatuhum Al-Aliyah is the Khalifa, the spiritual successor of the Grand Mufti of Pakistan, Mufti Waqaruddin Rahmatullah Ta'ala alayh. The commentator of Sahih Bukhari Sharif, the Grand Master of Jurisprudence of Hind, Allama Shaykh Mufti Sharif al-Haq Amjadi Rahmatullahi Ta'ala alayh, has also bestowed him with his khilafat, his successorship of the four major spiritual Sufi orders, that is Qadiriyya, Chishtiya, Naqshbandiya and Suharwaradiyya. He Rahmatullah Ta'ala alayh also granted him the permission of the transmission of books of hadith and the dissemination of Islamic knowledge, ijazat, etc. Furthermore, the Khalifa, spiritual successor of Sayyidi Qutb Medina, the Honorable Shaykh Fazlur Rahman Ashrafi, granted him his khilafat and authorized him with ijazah as well. Furthermore, Ameer-e-Ahl Sunnat Tamd Barakatuhum Al-Aliyah has received khilafat from several other shuyukh and scholars of the Islamic world. Ameer-e-Ahl Sunnat Tamd Barakatuhum Al-Aliyah takes bay'at, initiations into the esteemed Qadiriyya Razwiyya Sufi order. Glory be to Allah Azza wa Jal. The greatness of the Qadiriyya Sufi order, the silsila, is beyond words. The head of the Qadiri Sufi order is none other than Sayyiduna Ghawsul A'zam Shaykh Abdul Qadir Jilani Rahmatullahi Ta'ala alayh. And he has assured all his murideen, all his disciples, with the blessing of Almighty Allah Azza wa Jal upon him, that till the end of times, that they will repent before their death. Subhanallah. Whoever is not yet a murid, not yet a disciple of any Sufi Shaykh, he is advised to make the best of this opportunity and take the bay'at, the pledge of allegiance, without any further delay, with the great sage, the Shaykh of our times, the great Shaykh of the Qadiriyya Sufi order, Ameer-e-Ahl Sunnat, Shaykh al-Tariqat Tamd Barakatuhum Al-Aliyah. Inshallah Azza wa Jal, Allah willing, your bay'at, your pledge of allegiance will be beneficial for you in both the worlds, and certainly there is no harm in this. Keep in mind, this act of the bay'at, initiation into a Sufi order of the Grand Ghawth Shaykh Abdul Qadir Jilani radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, upon the hands of Ameer-e-Ahl Sunnat Tamd Barakatuhum Al-Aliyah, has many advantages, like safeguarding one's iman, faith, repentance, tawbah before dying, acquittal from the hellfire, safety from the hellfire, and entering into Jannah, inshallah ta'ala. Shaitan, the cursed Satan, the disgraced Satan, he will try his utmost to stop you from taking this bay'at. You might get a thought in your heart, a waswasa, evil whispering. First I should ask my parents, or consult your friends. Or you might think, let me become punctual with my salah first, before I take the bay'at, the pledge of allegiance. What is the rush? Let me become more pious, or pious enough to then become a murid. Then I will take the bay'at, the initiation into a spiritual order. My dear Islamic brothers, My dear viewers and listeners of Madani channel, death might overtake you before you adopt a righteous life. You should not delay any further in taking this bay'at and pledge of allegiance. By the grace of Almighty Allah Azza wa Jal, Ameer-e-Ahl Sunnat has compiled a beautiful booklet of awrad, litanies, called the Shajara Sharif. This has wadha'if and litanies for safeguarding one from sins when matters seem out of reach, for blessing in one's sustenance, for protection from black magic and evil spells, and many other benefits. This booklet can only be read by those who are murid, disciple, or talib into the Sufi order of Ameer-e-Ahl Sunnat. Talib is that person who is already a murid, a disciple of another shaykh, and he still wants to seek the blessings of Ameer-e-Ahl Sunnat, Barakatuhumul Aliyah, his order. He can be initiated as a talib, a seeker as well. Several Islamic brothers and Islamic sisters often say that they wish to become a murid or talib of Ameer-e-Ahl Sunnat, Barakatuhumul Aliyah, but don't know how to. There is a very simple procedure. Write the name of the person or persons who want to become the murid or talib, their father's name and their age on a piece of paper and mail it to Alami Madani Markaz, Faizan Madina, Muhalla Saudagran, Old Sabzi Mandi, Karachi, Pakistan. Inshallah Azza wa Jal, they will be initiated and accepted into the Qadiriyya, Razawiyya, Attariyya, Sufi spiritual order. Now understand that the way to write the name, for example, if it is a girl, for example, Maimuna, daughter of Ali Akbar, age approximately so and so years. Or if it is a boy, then for example, Muhammad Amin, son of Muhammad Akram, age approximately so and so. Do not forget to write your complete address in capital letters. You may also email us this information at attar@dawatislami.net, attar@dawatislami.net. Write your address clearly with a ballpoint pen. If all the names have the same address, you do not have to write the address of each one. Also include the name of a person that will receive the mail. If you wish to get separate letters for each individual, include return postage, paid envelopes as well. May Allah Azza wa Jal grant us the understanding of His beautiful deen. May Allah Azza wa Jal create the true love of the sunnah in our hearts, of Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, of His Sahaba Kiram, of all awliya Allah, and make us pious, grant us sincerity and steadfastness, istiqamah, inshallah ta'ala. Ameen, bijahin nabiyyil ameen, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Sallu ala al-habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
Attar is my guide, Attar is my guide. By the grace of Allah, Attar is my guide. My murshid has changed millions of lives. The prophetic sunnah, he is revived. The leader of the Sunnis, he is our pride. By the grace of Allah, Attar is my guide.